Tip number 1, for a 3" and a 1/2" high, you want to mix a hardener in a diameter line across the top. Too much hardener, it kicks too soon and it gets hard to work with, it's hard to sand. Too little and it's going to be gooey, gummy. None, and it will never ever harden.
So a big thing that we have is we've got a salmon colored spreader. And what this is meant to mimic is what the proper mix ratio should look like when it's mixed. So we've got the red cream hardener with the gray body filler. When we mix them together, it should be the same color or very close to the color of this spreader. Okay?
Tip number 2, don't mix on cardboard. It's the wrong thing to do. Cardboard's absorbent. It'll leach out the chemicals and whack your mix. Use something flat and non-absorbent.
So when we start mixing, I'm going to bring the hardener on top of the filler.
Tip number 3, you want holes in your Bondo? Go ahead and stir. You want it smooth, you better smear.
And what you really want to do is cut it instead of mixing it like a cake. When you mix it like a cake, you essentially bring in air. When you bring in air to it, you're going to have air pockets in your filler later, which are going to be problematic for your repair. So I'm going to just cut like this. So you work it together into a couple areas, scoop it all up.
Tip number 4, only use one side of your spreader. This prevents hitchhiker virgin material from messing up your work.
Bring it down. See, we've still got, it's not even close to mixed, so you just got to keep doing this.
And by doing that, you're exposing where it's not mixed. You can see the red streaking.
Exactly.
That is so cool.
Keep putting it together. Lay it down. Still got more because it's on the spreader.
Now, is it better to use a little bit more hardener than less?
Is it hot outside?
Yeah,
Are
really
you feeling fast?
depends on the weather. Okay. So like I said, with the exothermic, it gives off heat if it's all clumped together to make your mix time a little bit longer.
Look how uniform and good matched.
Spread it out on your board and look at that color match. We're pretty close.
Tip number 5, steel is strong, that's why we use it. That's what you want to bond to.
Okay, so what we do when we start filling.
Tip 6, clean the surface. Who can't resist caressing a freshly sanded surface? That leaves oils. Also, the sanding leaves a bunch of sawdust.
We first put on a very tight coat.
Tip number 7, they're coming in fast now. We got rid of the grease, we got rid of the dust. What about air? Air has moisture and it can rust. Get it out. Use a tight coat.
It's going to give you the adhesion directly to the metal. So press down very firmly, get it in every single area you can, and then start building up from there.
Now, when you fill this dent, are you feeling happy?
I am feeling, of course I'm feeling happy. Smelling Bondo, touching Bondo.
Don't drive angry. Make sure you feel happy.
So now I always...
The other thing Reese is doing is
Tip number 8, flex the spreader. This saves you all kinds of sanding, time, and mess.
trick is
I'm trying to
flexing
shape
that
this.
spreader so it's the shape of this versus
He's pressing his thumb to get an arc.
to get it rounded.
So what we want the most, right in the middle. So small layers.
Tip number 9, remove the excess. Think corners. Everything that slips around your spreader, just go ahead and zing that off on the outside edge, not the middle.
And again, you can sand it down. So if you have a little extra, it's okay.
Yep. So what I try to do is kind of make it a gradient. So you start thinner. So I'm just saving myself sanding time later. You could make this all be the same thickness across. You're just going to essentially take more time sanding it.
Tip number 10, kick yourself out. Working past the kick will make your work look like crap.
So, and one of the biggest tricks I have is people want to get it perfect the first time. So once this starts to kick or it starts to harden, you can feel a little bit, don't touch it. Because you're only going to screw it up more if you keep touching it after you spread it. So this isn't perfect, you know, I've got a little bit of a high spot right here, but that's really easy to knock down right away. So and after that, we can sand this probably after 12 to 15 minutes, so I'll let you guys go ahead.
That concludes our top 10 Bondo mix tricks. I'd like to give a big thank you to the 3M automotive department, and especially to Reese for doing a great job teaching me. I've used my Bondo my whole life, and I learned all kinds of stuff. I hope you did too. Be sure to subscribe and rate and comment if you know any tricks that you'd like to add. Love to see them in the comments below. Thanks for watching. See you on Sunday.